All right, welcome back to segment 2. I guess it's my turn to host this, and I'll try to avoid the ramblings about advertising, although just to make sure you know, we're selling advertising on the bottom of our feed, on the wall as well. And we'll also put on one of those like Lucha Libre masks on Eli with your company pasted across it as well.
Get it tattooed on my forehead for $100 grand.
So, and the masks are only $5 grand though, and he'll wear them for the rest of the year. Damn, that'd be funny. Anyways, so it's a topic. I thought we would talk today that there's been some talk, and I'm not saying I subscribe to it, but there's been some talk that we may be nearing the bottom already of the market's recession, at least the stock market's recession. Yeah, you know.
We're not in a recession.
We're not.
Feel a thing.
We may be nearing the
restaurants are half empty because the food sucks.
That's
not because people can't afford it.
Yeah, that's got to be it, or that they're scared, but one way or the other.
Companies aren't hiring because they have too much talent.
Right.
That's right.
That's got to be it. So there has been some talk, and of course, and there probably, you know, there's once you're 6 months into a recession, there's talk about coming out of it all the way out until you actually come out of it. But I thought nonetheless, it's still a pertinent topic to talk about what companies we feel like are going to be leading the way out of the recession. Who are the companies that have the guaranteed proven business models that are going to be able to not just weather the storm, but continue to be successful in an economic downturn, and then really be positioned that much more strongly where they don't come limping out of the recession, but really, I mean, can come up, and once it's over, and once, you know, people are back out in the stores, people are spending money, and, you know, once really the consumer sentiment gets back, are in a position to strongly drive themselves forward. I guess I was just kind of curious as to what your guys' thoughts were.
I'll start off, I was going to say that like the companies that have first of all been around forever and made it through worse recessions, I don't think they're going to go anywhere. They've pretty much like anchored themselves to the ground. Like a Microsoft, for instance, it's been around like what 40 years coming on.
Yeah. And
they're essentially, you can't have like a leading tech industry without a company like Microsoft out there.
You know, it's interesting because I would. You know, Microsoft, are they going to be around after this? Absolutely. Are they going to be around 20 years from now? Almost unquestionably, right?
Yeah.
But the question becomes, is Microsoft kind of went limping into the recession, arguably. You know, Windows Vista was at best a flop. You've got their online, you know, their online properties are struggling across the board against their competition, and Google and Yahoo both. Are they? I guess I don't see them being the ones that really come flag in hand, come barreling out of.
Who's going to be the leader? Well, last time it was Google's IPO that really led the market out of the recession. It was, that led the market out of the last downturn. It was Facebook's, popularity that
MySpace.
That's right. MySpace first. That really put Web 2.0 and social networking on the map. So who's it going to be next? I don't know. Maybe Facebook will go IPO. Probably they won't.
Yeah.
Maybe Yahoo's resurgence. Hey, maybe.
You know,
maybe they're really trimming a ton of shit.
You know, that's one of the things that I have a hard time imagining Yahoo coming back. But that's one of the kinds of things that could be a real linchpin if all of a sudden, you know, Yahoo comes back and defines themselves as a market leader again, and they somehow manage to find what Apple found, or if they reinvented themselves. That could be something that could be something that really draws everybody's eyes back and go, wow, these companies can still be successful. They can still be doing things. I think that what Facebook did to a large extent was make everybody go, especially in the venture community, wow, you really can have a massively successful ground up venture company.
Facebook hasn't yet proven its worth.
Its value. Its value. Its cash value.
Yeah. That's why I don't necessarily know that they're going to be the ones to really lead the charge, unless they come up with some money-making business model.
Which is the big X factor with Facebook, right? Is how are they ever going to, I mean, yeah, they've managed to get everybody almost in America online and on their service, but...
And we were talking earlier about, Google's kind of, Google's feeling a little bit of a pain right now. They shed all their outsourced, all their recruiting help. They're shaving a lot of their additional perks and whatnot. They're definitely feeling the pain, I think, doing whatever they can to not actually let people go, although I bet they wish they could at this point. They haven't come up with a next generation business model yet, and I don't see the pay-per-click being that.
Advertising's dying.
At least that form of advertising.
That form of advertising. That's what I mean.
I disagree that it's dying. I think it's maybe withering a bit, but I don't think it's.
Well, I don't think it's withering like to the point where it'll eventually pick back up. It's going.
Yeah.
I think people are becoming immune to clicking on ads.
I completely disagree.
And that's where Google's losing a lot of its money in the advertising. That's like, I think they've released that in their financial statements that their advertising, which is like the bulk of their profit, is going down.
Well, sure, and because whenever I say I disagree, I want to make sure that I'm clear that I completely understand that right now they're having a hard time, selling click ads, and things are getting tougher from that perspective. Just like we were talking about in the previous sector, as more and more goes online, so to speak, and we move away from CDs, DVDs, physical, touchable, feelable things, the power of online advertising, now be it click ads, be it some other type of advertising, those services are the next generation of advertising. I mean, people said that you couldn't, you had to charge for cable TV stations because nobody had ever paid, for a 30-second spot on them. Well, I think we've, News Corp and many other major corporations out there, and the billions of dollars they're spending on have kind of proved that theory wrong. And internet advertising can and will continue, but and I think Google's well positioned, and I think they are doing some innovative things. One of the companies that I think it'd be interesting to kind of hear what startups you guys think can really do it. I love Mint. I think that as the country comes out of some tough economic times, one of the great things that it will do for us is, as Americans, we tend to like to spend money as much as we like to make money, and sometimes I think, especially in California, living in Los Angeles, the city of excess, you see a lot of people really throwing money around to some extent with a little bit of reckless abandon. I think that Mint offers the kinds of services to both the younger people, but also to people who are a little bit more financially sound, to help them really manage their budgets and help them do some smart things financially, while also offering some concrete, non-traditional revenue services. I think Mint's a company that could easily come out of this recession on top of the ball.
Really?
I
don't see that.
I don't even know honestly what Mint does.
They're like Intuit 2.0.
Yeah.
Money 2.0, managing your money online. I see it being a company that's not even in the Web 2.0 space. I see Green potentially. I saw Green. I see Green potentially leading.
Sergey
leading
Brin's
charge.
wife. What was the company chart where you can
23andMe.
23andMe, you map your genetic trail and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's different. That's not Green. That's more biotech.
That's more biotech, but also there's companies where you can map your your
Convergence
carbon.
of biotech with web.
Yeah, like map your carbon footprint and see how much you're emitting and try to save the environment online.
So something green.
Yeah, something like that.
Something green. I don't think it will be a. Here's what I think is going to happen. All the 2.0, all the current companies that are playing in the 2.0 space are going to have to prove that they can make money, or they just won't be invested in. That's a fact. A lot of them will go away. The next generation companies, the data mining companies, the companies that are in the semantic space, they're going to be the ones that'll be able to still receive funding because they're showing a little bit of a different sort of a business model to investors that's unproven to the point where investors should still be investing in them because the leader needs to emerge. Those companies, I think, will continue to get funding, will continue to emerge. I don't know if a market leader will be leading that charge or whatever, but I think it's got to be some big green company coming out of the woodworks.
I just completely disagree. I think green, while as a country we're going to continue to look for new fuel sources, and certainly the government's going to be backing research along those lines, and that could be one area, or could be one reason why green tech does stick around. By and large, I think it's an investment fad. I don't think you'll see as much come out of it. The country's already stopped talking about global warming. As soon as the economy popped back in everybody's mind, everybody stopped talking about global warming again. It's just not. At the end of the day, it's only important to people whenever it's only important to a large enough majority of Americans to matter whenever there's nothing else significantly going on in their personal lives.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not happening as we, assuming global warming is true, which I feel even kind of foolish now, it's not like questioning it, but assuming it is, and it's going to continue to get worse, and then people are going to have to pay attention to it. So just because we're not talking about it doesn't mean it's progressively getting worse, and then eventually we're going to have an even bigger conversation, even bigger like merging towards the green world.
Green.
There will be a lot of things that will drive us towards renewable technology, but it won't be global warming.
Have you seen the new Fisker automotive car?
Mm-mm.
This car, we looked at a video of it last night. Fisker, the car company that made kits for the BMW, the Mercedes and whatnot, they're coming out with a fully electric car. Nice. Put down payments on it now to get it delivered in 2010.
Nice.
This car is an $80,000 car. It looks like a full-on sports car.
Mm-hmm.
It when you park in your garage, you charge it. Actually, plug it into a wall.
Right.
The first 50 miles you drive on no gas at all. So for a daily commuter that can drive less than 50 miles a day, you get the power of a sports car, the look of a sports car, on filling up your gas tank once a year.
Nice.
Oh,
solar roof.
Wow.
Pretty fucking cool, man.
That's cool if you live in LA.
Car.
You don't want to live in Seattle with that car.
What? Oh yeah, no sun. But that's next generation. That's green.
Man,
Fully profile on the webware.com, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, check it out. I mean, I still haven't like heard of any like leader in the green world. I mean, like
there isn't one. There are.
General
we just don't know
Electric's
of
doing
them.
a bunch of shit. I mean, there are companies doing things, but I don't know if like who's the green company. You know, what I
We
mean?
don't know about it, but there are companies that have been playing in the what we are now calling the green space.
Yeah.
It's just been what they've been doing. It's just now been labeled as the green space, but they say blue is the next green. It's just,
Blue.